Hello, welcome back to Still I Think. Grab your journal and a cup of tea and let's get into this episode. Today we're going to talk about reclaiming your energy, reclaiming your time, embracing change and stepping into who you are becoming. I've already talked about these things in Arabic, but because these things really resonate with me right now and I've been thinking about them for so long, and I feel like I want to give you the English version. So it's a very special one because it combines all three topics in one longer episode. This episode is about reflection, small steps, and gentle growth, not rushing or forcing anything. Let's start with energy. Our energy isn't limitless, and it's shaped by the people we spend time with, the spaces we move through, and the choices we make every single day. I've noticed myself that being around draining people or spending hours scrolling online and being in busy places, loud places, I just feel very drained after that, and I feel very unproductive, very overwhelmed, and sometimes very overstimulated. Like, I don't know about you, but like when I do shopping, I feel very overstimulated and I don't like it, especially if the mall or the shops are busy. I hate it so much. So for me, that's a very draining activity or something to do. However, small things like a 10-minute walk outside or journaling or listening to music or praying, these little things restore my energy and leave me feeling focused and calm. So here's a tip. Notice what restores you and what drains you. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It's very necessary. Even a micro ritual like making tea, matcha, coffee, listening to music or coloring can make a very big difference with your energy levels. Maybe it's having a very slow morning. Maybe it's doing your night routine, like having a skincare night routine or taking a warm shower before you sleep. These little things really do make a very big difference. There's a very nice quote by Anne Lamott who said, "Everything will work again if you unplug for a few minutes, including you." I want you to take a moment and breathe. I really do advise on doing breathing exercises. They're very beneficial to restore your energy. That's a really quick thing that you can do if you feel anxious or you feel like you're having a panic attack or anything like that. Just go outside and take a few deep breaths. I want you to use your journal that I really hope you have in front of you. I want you to reflect for a moment. You can pause. Which people, what spaces or habits or activities drain you and what restores you? How can you protect your energy this week? You can start by noticing what you do every day. Like maybe sit down and just think how your day works and how you feel after this day, and then see the next day how your day goes. If there's something that triggers you and makes you feel drained, know what it is, write it down and try to see how you can work with it or solve it if it's a problem, and see how you can, if it's something out of your control, something that you cannot change. Let's say, for example, you missed the metro. That's something that happened a lot of the times, and I missed appointments or I was very late, and that really does drain me because it makes me feel like I missed a big thing, or it doesn't give me good energy, it doesn't give me good vibes for missing something or being late or missing the metro. It makes me very angry, and that's something that's out of my control. So what can I do in this moment to calm myself down and protect my energy or restore my energy that's been lost in this time? For example, it can be just doing some breathing work and just trying to think of it as a positive thing. Maybe this appointment was not gonna go well. Maybe this specific metro was gonna be very busy or very smelly, which would have also impacted your energy. So there's always a reason behind why things work in a certain way. I know that when we're in the moment, we cannot think like that, but just try to change your mindset to do that more. Now we're going to talk about reclaiming time. Time is just as precious as energy. We often feel it slipping away, but slowing down, even slightly, can help us reclaim it. This is not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Small routines like morning journaling or an evening reflection or 5-minute pause between tasks. And don't forget to schedule some white space. So white space is like little moments of break or like a pause, intentional moments where you just do nothing or exactly what feels nourishing. I want you to reflect again. Where am I giving my time away without intention? What small step can help me reclaim it? So write these things down. What things that you feel take a lot of your time, and what small step can you do to get back that time, to reclaim the time? For example, for me, and I think for a lot of us, it's scrolling on TikTok or Instagram and just like wasting so many hours scrolling or watching like brain rot videos, and I think that's not good. So maybe small steps you can do is like having the time limit thing, like a screen time limit, or setting like 30 minutes a day where you do this and that's it. Like you promise yourself it's only 30 minutes, and maybe you do it at a certain time of the day where you have something after that. So you do it for 30 minutes and then you have like an appointment or you have work. So you know that you will have to pause and do something intentional after that. Now let's talk about change. It's uncomfortable, yes. Scary, definitely. But it's also where growth happens. Every time we step into the unknown, even just a little, we stretch, we learn, we become more of who we're meant to be. A personal story is that I changed countries, like I moved to a new different country. I felt very out of place at the start and it wasn't easy to adapt. Maybe the first couple of years were quite uncomfortable, but each day I started to learn something new about myself, and I thought maybe this change is actually beneficial for me to discover myself more and to grow and develop into who I am today, instead of holding on for the past memories or the fact that I am not home anymore. So instead of focusing on that, I just started to see this as my new home, making new friends and still being in contact with my friends at home and focusing on how I can develop. So like getting into sports, finding new hobbies, reading more. Things that do help me change in a positive way and develop. So some tips for embracing change is starting with small steps. So it doesn't have to be like a big leap. You can take micro step counts. So for example, if you want to change a certain habit you have, don't expect yourself to change it fully or change in the next day. If you do one big leap, that doesn't mean that you've changed it. You need to take very small steps to stop doing that or finding another positive hobby or habit. Second thing is reframing fear as excitement. So your body can react similarly to both. So if you're scared about change, try to reframe it or trick your body to think of it as a new opportunity and a new chance to grow. So view it from the perspective of excitement instead of fear. So like it's a mental trick. Like your brain will trick your body, and the jitters you will feel will be like excitement jitters instead of fear or anxiety. The third tip is to keep grounding rituals. Very, very important. Keep them, and if you don't have rituals, try to see what you do that makes you feel comfortable. It could be something like praying, like I don't know, like running, sitting with your family and having dinner with them. Maybe it's calling a certain person and chatting with them. Maybe it's drinking a certain tea. Maybe it's a certain coffee shop that serves a cake that you love and you go there like every Sunday or something. So now we're gonna reflect and write in our journal, what change am I resisting? What's one small step I can take towards it? How can I see discomfort as growth? All of this, reclaiming energy, reclaiming time, and embracing change leads us to, drumroll, becoming. Becoming is not a destination, it's a process, and it's about showing up for yourself constantly. It's about showing up with compassion and being your biggest cheer. I want you to identify what's wrong with my voice? Try to identify 1 or 2 soft intentions for the coming weeks. Feelings, qualities, or small actions you want to embody. Celebrate even the tiniest progress. It all adds up. Sometimes becoming looks like letting go. Other times it's like showing up for your routines, for your needs, for your peace. It might not be obvious. It might look like taking a break or deleting a certain app that you don't find a purpose in. Maybe it's journaling before bed. You don't always need to feel transformed to be in transformation. Trust the small things. Your choices are already changing you. There are small, soft things that have helped me feel more connected to the version of myself that I'm becoming. For example, journeying without expectation, just asking myself, what do I need today? What do I want to get out of the day? Creating space for joy, not always productivity, but also finding joy in what I'm doing. Third thing is letting silence speak, being okay with not filling every gap, just finding peace with myself and with what I'm doing, with who I'm becoming, and being trusting of who I am and just trusting myself with the process and the progress. Another thing is checking in with your future self, not with pressure, but with curiosity. I did this activity twice in my journal, which is writing a future letter to myself. I think I did it twice. I have my journal in front of me as well, so I'm not telling you to do something and I'm not doing. So I'm gonna tell you what I wrote. Actually, not what I wrote, but when I wrote it, because that would be very personal. So I wrote one in 2024, and it was to myself to 2027. However, the things that I wrote, like the things that I wanted to do in 2024 are happening, even if it's slowly, but it is happening. And I'm really, really proud of myself for that. And the other one I wrote was quite silly. It was, I think, in 2022. I cannot find the page, but it was like silly teenager dreams or goals. One thing was to see my celebrity crush. So we're not going to talk about this, but I actually did see him in a concert, so yay! It did happen. But yeah, just write a future letter to yourself and see how that goes. It is very, very useful and fun actually. When you look back, you're like, oh, did I write this down? And it's so nice to do that. So as per usual, I'm gonna put in the description box some journaling prompts. If you have a journal handy, use them please. Try as much as you can to have at least like 5 minutes a day of journaling. If you cannot do it every day, start with once a week. Maybe then you can add up twice a week, like start of the week and end of the week. So like you see the different, like set intentions for the week ahead and then reflect back by the end of the week on how it went and what happened, etc. What gave you energy? How did you reclaim your time? Did you find any change in your habits, hobbies, and the way you think, like your mindset? Or anything, like did you find a change in your energy, a change in how you use your time? Are you happy with these changes or not? And is it going in the direction of who you want to become, or is it going in the opposite direction? And is that opposite direction positive or negative? Just try to write down all of these thoughts. Journaling doesn't have to be done in a certain format or a certain way. It's just your brain speaking and writing down everything that's in your brain, and seeing it on paper does make a very, very big difference. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. It wasn't as long as I thought it would be, and I'm happy with how long it is. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's beneficial in any way, and let's have a chat again next week. See you guys. Bye.